I want to bring in News Nation's Brian Entin, who's standing live right now outside of the Laundrie family home, which has been the center of it all, it seems, for the last 2 weeks, and is a crime scene. So, Brian, you had a chance to get up in the air and get a really big, broad view of what exactly authorities are doing in Northport. Can you let me know about that?
Yeah, Ashley, it's quiet outside the house tonight, but really the action today was at the Carlton Reserve. That's the big wildlife reserve you were talking about. 24,000 acres. That is massive. That is bigger than Walt Disney World. That is bigger than Manhattan, just to give you an idea. We went up in the helicopter this afternoon, went over the reserve. I knew it was big, but when you get up above it and you see it and you basically see the swamp just go as far as the eye can see, you realize that they are really just looking for a needle in a haystack right now. And 75% of this reserve is covered in water and alligators and snakes. So these police officers are really risking a lot going out there. They're in ATVs and swamp buggies looking for any sign of Brian Laundrie.
That would be a really hard place to walk if you're on foot. There they are in those ATVs, and they're half tire up in mud and water. It would be really bizarre for someone to spend a whole lot of time in there, especially in the dark and cold of night. Which takes me to another place, Brian. Here we are looking at the park in Northport, but a long way away in Baker, Florida, 500 miles from where you're standing, there's a man whose deer cam caught an ominous image at night. I want to put the picture up for you because a lot of people are saying it looks a whole lot like Brian Laundrie. Do we know anything about that deer cam shot and that man with the backpack that looks a lot like Brian's backpack, too?
Yeah, this is Okaloosa County, Florida, about 7.5 hours from where we're standing right now. When the person who has this wildlife cam put this photo out, it went crazy on social media today. Finally, the Okaloosa County Sheriff put out a statement. When they received this picture, they actually sent a drone up over that area, searched the area of wildlife, the wildlife area where the picture came from, and then they sent officers on foot. They say they found nothing. They say that Brian Laundrie has no connection to that area. But, Ashley, they did not go as far as to say we are for sure that this picture is not Brian Laundrie.
Well, that's interesting because it is suspicious at that time of night to just be walking along with a small backpack slung over. Real quickly behind you, Brian, the house where we have no idea if Brian Laundrie ever actually spent much time before he went on the lam. But we have pictures now from the New York Post showing the inside of that house. And they got it courtesy of Realtor.com. I guess they listed that house, took some pictures, and we have the picture of Brian Laundrie's bedroom. In that bedroom, Brian, you can see what looks like a gun. There's a Darth Vader helmet, Watchmen graphic novels, violent comics, and also a poster that depicts pretty violent images. Are the police saying anything about what they found in that bedroom? And can you, by any chance, point out where that is in the house from where your vantage point is? I'm not sure if you can even see it or if you even know which of those rooms is behind you.
So we think his house is on the other side. The way things are set up here, we'll have to walk around, but just bear with me for a second. We're in the neighbor's yard, but since yesterday, they've actually opened things up a bit. It's still a crime scene. They've still got the house taped off, but we can, I think, get to a vantage point where you can see the house better. Just come over this crime scene tape, Louise. You see they've got an officer out here. Actually, they have officers outside the house at all times. And this is actually the front of the house. This is Mr. Laundrie's pickup truck you see here in front of the camper, the front door. To the left of the door, we actually think that's the kitchen, which is interesting. You wouldn't expect it, but based on the photos we found online. And then to the left of that window you see there on the left, we think that might be Brian Laundrie's bedroom where those pictures came from. No way to know for sure, obviously, since we can't go in the house, but that does appear to be the room, Ashley.
And Brian, I'm just assuming that those, blinds that are shuttered and the windows that are closed, it's just been like that since the get-go when the media all showed up. You can't see any action in that house, can you?
No action, which has been strange since the beginning. I didn't think anyone was here in the beginning because these people are living in the dark. It's a 1,400 square foot home. and they haven't had a light on in almost a week. At night, they turn no lights on. I'm thinking they must be like in an interior room with a small light on, because the other night we walked around 3 sides of the house that we could just to see if there was even a glimmer of light coming out, and we couldn't see anything.
Possible that they are spending their time in a basement. This is not a good time to be a Laundrie. That is for sure. Not a good time to be Brian Laundrie, and certainly not a good time to be the parents who were no help at all to the story of missing, now dead, Gabby Petito. Brian Entin, you have done such incredible work out there. Thank you so much for all that you've been doing. I hope you get some rest at some point, but fantastic work. Thanks.
Thanks, Ashley.
Okay, so I want to welcome back to the show somebody who really knows how to find people who do not want to be found. It's the host of Investigation Discovery's In Pursuit with John Walsh. He is a veteran of the business of catching bad guys. He knows how to do it because he's done it more than 1,000 times, almost 2,000 times. John Walsh, I just want to ask you about the revelation today that the coroner has determined that the manner of death for Gabby Petito is in fact homicide. It means it was not a bear. It means she did not fall. It means that she did not overdose with drugs. It means man killed her. A person killed her. Does this do a lot in terms of advancing the case and advancing the manhunt?
Well, absolutely. I mean, not every missing woman is found. I know lots and lots of families that have had missing kids and missing adults over the years, and the not knowing is the worst. So the best thing happened is that we found her body, and thank God for that blogger, that travel blogger who drove by and took the picture of the van while he was probably dumping her body. And then we found out yesterday that he tried to hitch a ride back to that van, and the people giving him the ride were going the wrong way, so he got all frantic and jumped out of the car heading back to where the van was, and he gave them too much information. But it's a good thing that they found the body. They'll work on the body, and it removes Brian from this stupid semantic person of interest thing to what you and I kept saying to you, is that he's the only suspect, and he was the only person of interest. So now they're looking for him for a murder, and that changed everything on Tuesday, because last Friday, you and I talked about the implication of his parents, the Dirty Laundries, and their lawyer, Bertolino.